Right, Mbalenhle Mthethwa was with us earlier from Midrand, where a meeting is underway around the Sibanye Stillwater strike. Of course, she's been following those striking workers camped outside the union buildings, and the Minister, Thulas Nxesi, there. So let's see if there's any breakthrough. Mbali, can you tell us what we're seeing right now?
Thank you, and good evening. We are here as the Ministry of Labour, and together with the Minister of Telecommunication and Digital Technologies, but she is here in her capacity now as the Acting Minister of Minerals and Energy. And we've come to engage with the two unions, that is AMCU and NUM. You can see we have the leadership of the two unions led by their general secretaries. We have Comrade Mphahlele and Comrade Mabapa, who are also part with us, and there is also Comrade Gama, the treasurer of AMCU, and the regional leaders of NUM. What we are here for is, during the day, or earlier in the day, we had a session with the management of Sibanye, a delegation led by Dr. Vincent Mapai, the chair of the board, together with other board members and the management led by the CEO. And to us, we are not party to this particular dispute. However, our concern is always, whenever a strike goes extraordinarily long, we are concerned about its impact on the economy, its impact on the image of the country. That is why we had to come in. We came in and we suggested a number of processes which we think that they must be engaged in order to facilitate in resolving the dispute. We have agreed that we need to revoke what we call Section 150 of the Labour Relations Act, which means an intervention in the dispute through facilitation by the CCMA. And we agreed on that particular process, and we have been able to say to the management and the unions that we all expect that this time of the year, it's typical across many sectors that wage negotiations do take place. Some of them lead to strikes, and workers have the right to strike. It's in the Constitution. But one positive thing about us as South Africa is the robust collective bargaining system which we have, which in the majority of the cases leads to the settlement of those disputes. But as I've said, the major issue is the extraordinary length of that particular strike. Sometimes the intransigence of the parties, and they need to agree on a process of facilitation to find reasonable common ground. This is the issue which we are addressing. We've addressed with the management, we are talking to the leadership of the union, and our fear is that this should be addressed before the situation degenerates further. And we don't want to see the violence which we saw in Marikana. But what is very clear, it's not about money, it's not about the affordability, the dispute. I think it has to do with the attitudes. And we are appealing to all the parties to do everything in the interest of their members, in the interest of their shareholders, in the interest of the country, to find a settlement. That's why we are here. We've just concluded, and both parties have agreed that they are starting the second conciliation tomorrow. We've put 3 senior commissioners from the CCMA, and they are ready for that particular engagement tomorrow, which is starting at 10 at the Bedwood Hotel. But I would allow the acting minister of Minerals and Energy to say something. I must just emphasize that this morning we were led by Minister Mantashe before he left this country this evening. But the acting minister can say something, and then after that we allow the 2 general secretaries to say something. She feels she's covered, but it's her portfolio. General Secretary Mbalenhle, the General Secretary of AMCU, would just say something.
Thank you, Minister. I think we are all aligned for the task at hand for tomorrow, and we believe from Labour side that you will approach it with all the sanity that is there. We do not really cherish the fact that our people are hanging out around there in the cold weather, and whereas the issue is not economical, but is the issue of attitude, as you have correctly pointed out, that, Minister. So we believe that tomorrow we will definitely find an amicable way to resolve this matter. It has gone for too long, and we hope and trust that every party that comes to such negotiations will come there prepared. It's not just a matter of give and take, but really effort have to be made in the pretext of all these things that have been said and what you have read in the newspapers and so on. However, as Labour, we remain committed to this process, which will start tomorrow morning at 10. Thank you.
So this is Comrade Mahapa, the General Secretary of the NUM.
Yeah, at least
sorry.
We appreciate that for the first time that the strike has started, we can see that there is a TV called SABC. At least for the first time after 2 months, SABC knows that there is a strike in Sibanye. So let us appreciate that. The minister also made mention that indeed there is a chairperson called Dr. Vincent Mapai in Sibanye. But well, for him, he already saw him. We have never seen him. We thought Sibanye doesn't have a board, but he confirmed that there is a board. They met with the chairperson. So maybe at this time, there will be some changes. They will provide leadership. And let us just be hopeful that we are told also that the CEO was there. We only see the CEO through the newspapers. We have never seen him. So we thought also there is no CEO in Sibanye. But today it has been confirmed that there was a meeting, there is a CEO, there is a chairperson, and then today we can see that SABC is still there in South Africa. We thought it's no longer working in South Africa, but we appreciate it.
All right, that is the meeting there taking place, of course, in Midrand. The briefing after that particular meeting, we do know that tomorrow there is going to be that meeting, the conciliatory meeting. It's going back to the CCMA, and this starts at 10 o'clock. They've set aside 3 CCMA commissioners who are going to be facilitating to try and end the Sibanye strike. And interestingly, Francis, they talk about the fact that this is not about affordability, but it's about the attitudes. So it certainly gives you an indication of how the talks are going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, some have mentioned that this may be about personalities. That's a problem. It should be about what the company can afford and what the workers are asking for and where they can meet. South Africa notorious for very bad labour relations. In fact, I guess all parties have to consider that. So no breakthrough tonight, a meeting about a meeting tomorrow. We'll follow that. And by the way, the SABC has been following this for as long as it's been going on. Just to that man who said, welcome to the SABC. We've been covering that gathering certainly for this entire week, and we'll continue to follow developments for you.